If you were coming here as a visitor, what is it that you do yourself in your everyday life that you enjoy, that you would recommend to a visitor?
All I do is work, Russell. I don't really see very much except the Mac. My 8-year-old daughter.
You must eat or drink at some point.
In here. No, of course. Belfast is a fabulous place, and it sounds like a cliche, but I would encourage anybody who visits to do things which bring them into contact with people from Belfast. Because one of the great things, there's a real grittiness and a sort of a reality in Belfast which has come from a dark place but is no longer quite as dark. And so that has caused the natural spirit and the natural sort of, there's a joie de vivre which has a real gallows humour attached to it. So get to where people are. Go to the John Hewitt, which is a fantastic pub just down the street from where we are. Go to the Crown Bar. You know, it's a really old Victorian building, but you know, that's a really interesting thing, because on a Saturday night or a Friday night or any night of the week, there are loads of Belfast people there, but then at about 10:30, the cast and crew from what's on in the Opera House across the road pile in. So the last time we were there, we were having drinks with beautiful dancers from Lithuania, I think. So where else would you go? The Ulster Museum. You've got to go and see the Ulster Museum.
Which at the moment has the Leonardo da Vinci drawings, which are lovely. Which are
just lovely. Yeah. It's great to be able at last to see that kind of work, which otherwise would never have had a home in Northern Ireland. And people, you know, record figures going to see that exhibition, and why would there not be? I'm coming up short, because in Belfast there's so much to do. You have to. Do you know what you have to see? You have to go up the Cave Hill. Now, Jonathan Swift wrote Gulliver's Travels, and he was inspired because of the mountain, which is the Cave Hill, where you see the profile of the giant. There is one particular point, and if you can't see it, you're not looking in the right way. Go up the Cave Hill and look at the side, the Cave Hill Road. The only place you can see it properly. Go up the Cave Hill Road and look at the mountain. If it's a grey day, you won't see it. But if you think you can't see it, it's because you're not. It's
looking in the right direction.
It is so obvious. There's a sleeping giant in profile. That's what I would recommend people to do.
I'm going to ask you a last, rather strange question. There's an awful lot of visitors coming to Belfast. Knowing Belfast as you do, if you came as a visitor, what do you enjoy doing most? What's the thing that you would most say to people, you really should see this, as opposed to all of maybe the kinds of tourist attractions that have been built?
Well, kind of Belfast has that down to a T now, this kind of alternative approach to political tourism, or cultural tourism.
Not going to see the murals.
Yeah, I mean, that is very attractive for people. And certainly, I mean, for example, the 12th of July, which happened, I mean, if I was a visitor and went to that, I would have been absolutely bowled over by this amazing extravaganza that happens, albeit within a certain political framework. But it is a phenomenal thing to watch and see. And certainly, going into traditional working class areas like the Shankill or like the Falls, they're kind of unique in themselves. And I mean, certainly visitors in their droves go up to those places, which, is the reverse of what used to happen. People avoided them. So the kind of, that negativity has been turned into this massive positiveness, because it is a kind of unique kind of backdrop. However, I suspect that will change, as things, and other things will come forward. What those other things are, who knows?